Hey, what's good with y'all? What's good? What's good? How everybody doing? Yes, I'm the Walker Bar in the building. This is Black Authentic Truth Live. I forgot to put that on the title. I think this is the 90, is it 93? The 93rd episode of Black Authentic Truth Live. You know what I'm saying? The 93rd episode. I was looking for that 100. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get to that 100, get to that 100 episode. And I don't know. I might be calling it quits on going live. At least lives like this. I don't know. Maybe I'll take a poll and see what people, if people enjoy their lives, if they want me to keep going. But yes, that'll be a milestone for me, the 100th episode going live. And yeah, yeah. So I got a lineup today. Talk about uh black people being the chosen race. Actually, it's a video that I'm going to react to. Charleston White speaking on some, I guess, some information he's only privy to with the Carmelo Anthony case and the new prison Donald Trump is building, Alligator Alcatraz in Florida, and how there are very striking similarities from the new image that has come out about that prison and the images that racists used to make of black people. Okay. So shout out to everybody that's in here. Renee Gaines, Kyle Mosboff, Sister Baratanawa, Trooper Anakwadam. Shout out to y'all. All right. I didn't even share this live. So let me share this live and then we're going to get right into it. I'm going to share this on my page. Yeah, some things I didn't uh I forgot that I should have went over is um 4 extra, right? I 4 extra. Remember, I did a video on 4 extra, blowing his hand off, virtually blowing his hand off with a firecracker on the 4th of July after earlier threatening to blow somebody up with a firecracker. And basically, he's made a video. He's back on the scene. And I'm going to be honest with you. The brother don't seem like he learned anything from that. Like that was a direct, like when something like that happens, when your whole career on social media is off of catching fades and calling people out for fades, and then the one thing that you was using is taken away and you'll never be the same. I mean, it has to be a learning lesson in that. And it just seems like the brother has not learned anything. He's back on that same time off the back. He's back on that same time. And it's just sad. You know, that was got something that's to an average person, it would be a wake up call. It'd be, of course, because so many people seen it and know about it and how your energy was before, it would be humiliating, but at the same time, you would think it would be a wake up call. And I seen a video where 4 extra is basically on that same time. And we know black people like that in our family, friends that go through hardships, and it's like they don't learn from those things. At least it doesn't spark their mind to say, you know what, maybe I need to rethink my life. Maybe I need to rethink my steps. Maybe I should try something different, because if I keep going the way that I'm going to end up either dead or in jail. You don't wish no negativity on nobody, but that's a rough one right there. That's rough. Him being on that same, having that same energy. That's crazy. Um, okay, yo, just give me 1 second. What am I sounding like? What is the stream like? Because over here it looks like it might be tripping a little bit, but it does that sometime. Am I coming through clear? Excuse me. Give me a 1 if I'm coming through clear. Why does it look like this? All right, thank y'all. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm gonna get right into it. I had a lot of stories. I cut it in half so that I can get to everything because I did. We're cleaning up here at the school. So um, it pushed me back some time because I helped out and everything. Like I said, we had to not only clean up, but last week, y'all remember, I was talking about some new tenants tried to move in from the building next door that's vacant. But yes, they got turned around. I mean, I don't have to share it on Facebook because I'm live on Facebook also. All right. So this first video I'm gonna go into, right? This first video is, like I said, it's more of a reaction, but it's something that I could break down. It's a white guy sitting in his car, just going into some stuff that might be a shocker to some, but it's also it's one of those things where you say, okay, this is an honest white man. This is the type of white person that you could respect because they're being honest and they're being truthful. All right. Shout out to everybody that just hopped in. I'm Tawaga Bar. This is Black Authentic Truth Live, and we're going to get it in. All right. Let me get this clip real quick.
Don't want to acknowledge that the black community are the chosen people, because let's get deep into this, because in reality they have the knowledge that most people don't have. Like, the only reason why people know how to farm is because of the black community. The only reason why we have the music that we have today is because of the black community. There wouldn't be no rock or metal if it wasn't for blues and jazz. There wouldn't be pop music if it wasn't for disco. There's a lot of things that they created that white people never did. White people really don't have that deep of knowledge. It's either stolen ideas or they're bought. Let's be real. What did white people really invent? You could say Tesla from Elon Musk, but he didn't make that. It was a stolen idea. If you go read what he did, he literally stole the whole business.
Damn.
You could say Trump, but what did Trump do? Stolen ideas, copied somebody else's ideas, just like his speeches. It's like a lot of white people just copy people. I mean, look at the dances on here. Who created those dances? The black community. And that's why this app's so boring right now, because it's not because all this stuff that's going on and the negativity. The black community literally just took their energy away. That's why this app was positive, because a lot of the white people were copying their dance move, copying this, copying that, and they stopped doing it, stopped posting on here, because none of you will give them the credit or the acknowledgement that they created that dance move or that idea. Before this land was taken, white people had no clue what the fuck to do. They were taught their language, they were taught how to farm, they were taught how to season their food that they still don't know how to do. That's another thing, seasoning. All their favorite foods, barbecuing. You love the barbecue, right? That was the black community's idea. This is why they are chosen. They have the knowledge that most people.
You see it. Back up a little bit. He said seasoning food. He said they didn't even know how to. White people didn't even know how to, you know, do agriculture and grow. We know the story of Squanto. That Thanksgiving story where Squanto basically showed the pilgrims how to survive, how to grow crops, when to grow the crops. So what he's saying, there's nothing that he's saying that's not true.
That's another thing. Seasoning. All their favorite foods, barbecuing. You love the barbecue, right? That was the black community's idea. This is why they are chosen. They have the knowledge that most people don't have. There's a possibility there is white people who are chosen because let's face the facts. What happened during the Roman times and the slavery and all this other stuff, the black women were getting raped. So they were having their children. So there might be a bigger chance than we think that a lot of white people might have possibly a little black in them. That's why white people are jealous of them, because they know they have no creative ideas. They don't know how to cook, some of them. They don't know how to do much anything. They have to copy and paste everything the black community does because they have no ideas of their own, or they're jealous of their looks, jealous of their ding-dongs, whatever. Because their light is shining more than white people's. And honestly, the Bible says there's antichrists everywhere. The Antichrist, blah, blah, blah. But white people are the Antichrist. You have no Christ consciousness whatsoever. If anything, you try to erase Christ consciousness. I mean, look at all of you right now in this day and age. But yeah, none of you has Christ consciousness. Most white people are full of hate. And a lot of black people are full of love. How do I know this? Because the black community treated me better than my own race.
Damn.
Let's just face the facts right there. The black community has treated me better than the white people. Back to the Antichrist, though. You have Jim Jones. You have Trump. You have a bunch of white people always saying they're trying to save the world, and they always don't. Those are Antichrist. Always white people doing it. But yeah, most of our knowledge that we know today, the music we have today, the foods we have today, is all from the black community's ideas, which is Christ consciousness, and God gave that knowledge for a reason.
Now, he said a whole bunch of stuff, and I'm gonna try to, unpack it. But the first thing he pointed to is that black people are chosen, and they're chosen because of a lot of physical and mental traits and abilities that they have given to the world. And I wouldn't say so much that that's the reason why we're chosen, right? But if you really want to look at it in that way, yes, you can look at and see who has the flavor in this world. And when I say black people, I'm specifically talking about those black people that came through the transatlantic channel, those specific people that are part of the diaspora that went to the West Indies, that went to North, South, Central America. Those people are the flavor of the earth. Those people, whether it's their food, whether it's the way they walk, the way they talk, the way that black people can make something that nobody cares about start to pop. You know what I'm saying? Like, it could be something that nobody is thinking about, and black people will start doing something with it, and it'll pop and it become popular. So I would say that is true for people to just, if that's the perspective that you have, you definitely can see that in that way, black people are special. Black people are set apart in that way. It's a clear-cut difference. Okay. Now, in reality, why black people are why black people are chosen, or the chosen race, is because of black people's heritage, because of what we come from. We are the children of God. And another thing, you have to look at it, like he said, Black people have more love, right? They're loving people. And I know when you hear a Black person say that, if you heard me say that, say Black people love people more, you'll say, well, how is that? Because from what I understand, Black people, kill one another. Black people hate one another. Black people is doing this. What's so lovable about Black people? Well, Black people have this love that we have that is even for people that are not Black, that extends to other groups, and even when they've done us wrong. And the love is so great that it is a detriment. It's admirable. It's a awesome trait, but it also hurts us because that love extends so far that once we give it to everyone else, we no longer have any for our own people. We're so forgiving. You can't find another race in the history of the planet that has went through what Black people have went through, then turn around and still hold on and love the people who did it to you. You know what I'm saying? Like no other people does that. Everybody is like, hell nah. And they seek revenge and they get their revenge. Not Black people. Not Black people. Black people have a spirituality that you see that no one else has. No one else is as spiritual as Black people. So by these traits alone, it sets Black people apart. And this is an honest white man that is explaining what he has experienced and what he sees from his perspective. He also went into how white people are the Antichrist. And I'm not going to get too much biblical, right? But we know the Antichrist is something that is against Christ, or like he said, against Christ's consciousness, meaning you're not doing the things that Christ would have done. You're not treating the Mexicans how Christ would have treat them. You didn't treat Black people the way Christ would have treated them. So what he sees and what he observes with his own people is that they do the opposite. And let's be real, America is built off of the religion of Christianity. Everybody knows I'm a Hebrew Israelite. I believe in the Bible. The one thing that is different from me and a Christian is that Christianity is a religion that is man-made. The Bible just has rules and guidelines that that the Most High wanted his people to follow. Now, this nation is built off of Christianity that says what? Love everybody, treat everybody the same way. Everybody is your brother. That is some of those guidelines or those tenets of Christianity. But America has never done that. They have never done that. It says, in God we trust on the money. So they are a Christian nation by default, but it's like they are Antichrist in how they treat anybody that is not them, that is not a descendant of the Pilgrims that came to America, a white American. Every other group is treated as a subordinate. He made a good point on that. And then he just said, listen, I've been treated better by Black people than by my own people. So I appreciate white people that are honest and have an honest discussion and keep it real. He said a lot of white people are full of hate, which, I have seen that. I have experienced that. We have all seen that, and this is not to say, you should be the person that hates on people that hated on you. This is just a truthful discussion by somebody of the same race. Now, we've seen where even the white people, like him, for example, I'm sure they will look at this and say, he's a damn traitor. He's this. We need to get rid of him. Why would I say that? Because in the past, this is what has happened. They will even turn on their own for showing an extra helping hand or showing love to Black people. They literally went to war over it. They went to war over it. The Civil War. They unalived their own people for standing with Black people during the civil rights time. They did that. So they look at you as though, and now today it's more Republican, Democrat. And they have that separation towards one another. So what he's saying about the type of hate that they hold on to is true in a lot of ways when you look at the history. That's why the history is so important. And that's why, in order to develop a good understanding of race relations, you got to look at the history and the present. But I applaud that white man. Applaud him. I applaud him for being honest and giving a true perspective and not being afraid of the backlash that he definitely will get if he hasn't got it already. All right. So let me get to the next clip. Let me drop this.
Question for the men on my page that's like be trying to holler at me, like, you see my content, you know what I post, you know that I'm crazy, right? You know I'm not rap type, so why are you sliding in my inbox? Like, how do you think that's gonna go? Like, y'all can't be, what do y'all be thinking? Oh, this girl is crazy, she posts crazy things, she's outspoken, she da 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 da. Why would you do that to yourself? All these women out here who at home every day, off the road, cooking 3 square meals a day for you, helping you build your business, and you want to go for the one crazy one that does whatever the hell she wants. Why are y'all like that? What are you trying to do here? And then I'm light-skinned. I'm light-skinned at that. Like, your ancestors would be so displeased with you. Why do you trust a light-skinned woman? Because I would never. What is wrong? Like, and then let's say we did get together, and then it blows up, and then what you gonna say? Oh, I didn't know she was like that. You knew. Y'all be knowing, and then y'all want to play victims when, oh, I can't believe she did. How you couldn't believe? And I told you, showed you. No. See, I'm the type of person. I'm the type of woman that I gotta go for the man. I have to seduce them. I have to lure y'all in against your wishes with an Xbox and some Creed oil. Yeah, I have to reel y'all in and seduce y'all with Waffle House and trips to Vegas. That's how it goes. You don't willingly go get involved with a crazy woman. Do better. Do better.
Now, you can't do nothing but respect this, because she's coming out and she's basically helping you as a man. This is for brothers. This is for men. She's helping you. She's trying to help you not hurt yourself. She's giving you a way out before you even get in. She's saying, I'm crazy. Why are y'all hopping in my inbox? You see all the crazy stuff I do on my page? And you want to hop in my inbox? It's other women that will, be good mothers, that will take care of the household and do all those womanly things, but not me. What's wrong with y'all? Man, this is a cheat code. This is basically a cheat code where a woman or a man is upfront in telling you, listen, red flags. You see me? I'm a red flag. She's saying it, but yet men are still getting in her inbox. Like, why would you do that to yourself? And this applies to the other sex also. The red flags be there, but people just don't look at them. And you looking at this person, you're looking at this woman because, she might be, pretty, or, she got a big butt, and you just ignoring all of the craziness. You're ignoring everything that is going to irk you later on because you're not thinking clearly. You looking at that butt and saying, "Oh, I can't wait till I, can't wait till I get with that." But the red flags is there. This sister, you can't do nothing but respect her. I can't do nothing but respect that. Like if I was a man looking at her and I was interested in her and she made a video like this and said, why would any man want to be with me? I'm crazy. I'm crazy. If a woman tell you she's crazy, believe her. Believe her, but it shouldn't even go that far. You should be able to observe. But a lot of y'all be thinking with the wrong head. A lot of y'all be just looking and you don't know the monster that's behind that pretty face and that small waist and that big butt. You don't know the monster that is lurking behind all of that makeup and all of that glammed up stuff. You don't see it. You don't see it until the fire done fizzled and you done already committed. And now, like she said, now you want to be the victim. Now you like, I didn't know. Nah, you knew it was right there, but you decided not to see it. You decided not to see that this woman was crazy. You decided not to see that y'all don't really align. It's kind of like the thing y'all know where people be like, well, what do the women say? They say, oh, he want me to change how I dress. But this is how I was dressing when he met me. That's a good point. You should make up your mind before you decide to lay with a woman. You should look at her and be like, okay, she's dressed like this. We're at this place. You met her at the club, but she's dressed in a way that you wouldn't approve of on a regular basis. This stuff you got to consider. Don't bring it up later. You know what I mean? This is the same dynamic that she's talking about. She's telling people online that she's crazy. She's doing crazy things. She does what she wants to do. You hear women say that all the time. Ain't no man gonna control me. I do what I want to do. She's telling you up front. You can't do nothing but respect it. But most importantly, you need to respect that it's a red flag. And you need to overlook the pretty face, the big old butt, and all of that extra stuff that means absolutely nothing. Once you actually with somebody, none of that stuff means anything. All of that superficial shit, it don't mean nothing. That's why Black people can't stay together. This is not just Black men. This is Black women too, as a group, as a whole. That's why Black people can't stay together. That's why we hop from relationship to relationship like you test driving in a damn speed car. Because you looking at this man and he's handsome and he got, he got nice rims on his car. He dresses nice, but you don't actually know him. You don't know him. You don't know him. You don't know her. And then now she's pregnant. And then now it's like, man, I can't deal with her, man. She's crazy. Yeah, you didn't. She was trying to show you she crazy. You had all the signs and you knew that she wasn't going to change and she couldn't be told anything, but you still went and had sex with her. You had all the signs that he was a playboy and he ain't the type of man that's going to settle down and be a father, but you still went and laid with him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's a rough conversation to have, but because the Black community is literally for the last 60, 70 years, the Black community is built off of these type of relationships where people are just shacking up, getting together, and then they find out later. You F around and find out later that he is a a-hole and that she is a hard-headed woman. You find out later that you are incompatible, but it's too late now because now there's a child involved. Oh, now guess what? After that, a broken family. GW Chudo says, awesome convo. Control yourself before you try to control others. For real. Making decisions with your emotions can be deadly. Yes. Also, making decisions or being with somebody because you're hot in the ass, because you, and what I mean by that is like you can't control, you know, the sexual part. You need to be with a woman, or as a woman, you need to open your legs to a man. That can be deadly. It could turn out bad, you know? And so that's what we suffer from in our community. Decades, this is decades old, of how many of us came into the world. We, excuse me, we came into the world this way. We came into the world from this dynamic. Many of us, a lot of us came into the world through this dynamic, through a relationship that neither person saw the red flags, but they were all there. And so you can't do nothing but respect her. What she's saying is, sir, I'm crazy. Why are y'all getting in my DMs? Like, I'm crazy. Let me start that part over.
I got a question for the men on my page that's like be trying to holler at me. Like, you see my content, you know what I post, you know that I'm crazy, right? You know I'm not rap type. So why are you sliding in my inbox?
She said, you know, you see my content, you know I'm not rap type. Why are you sliding in my inbox? She trying to help you. She trying to save you from yourself. A lot of y'all don't have enough discipline to see the red flag. You're going headstrong in, and I'm not talking about this head, and you don't see like this is not going to work out. It's no way that this is going to work out. Listen, dogs have sex with each other. Random dogs on the street. Anyone could have sex, but everybody can't cohabitate and be sociable and be together and, you know, go through problems and arguments and fights and still come out of that unscathed. Many Black men and Black women are coming from dysfunctional households where we don't actually see healthy relationships between man and woman anyway. So I just read, like, you got to take your time, but I just seen a post with, who is it? Donovan Mitchell, Cleveland Cavaliers shooting guard, that he just got engaged to some, you know, beautiful sister. I don't know who she is. I think her name is like Coco. I'm not familiar with her, but I guess she is somebody, you know what I mean? And 2 years. So 2 years though. Many people would say that 2 years is too long. No, that 2 years is not too long to get to know somebody before. And now, and I know y'all going to trip on this one. Imagine 2 years and you never even had sex with the woman, but y'all spend time together. Y'all do things together. Can you even imagine something like that? I know it's kind of hard to even imagine that there's people in the world still today that would go that long, or even 6 months, or even a year. It almost seems like it's impossible, right? But it's not impossible. It's not impossible. You know what I mean? But what do you think is going to be the outcome? These people have had the time to see every negative trait of that person's personality to where they can decide, like, okay, I can see myself being with this woman for the rest of my life. I done seen the good and the bad. I can deal with her attitude. I can deal with her bad days. I can cheer her up. I could lead her. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to talk too much, man, but I think I made my point 1,000 times. She made a good point. Like, why are you even trying to pursue me? What is wrong with you that you're trying to pursue me? She's so ahead of the game, and she knows that she's crazy. When a dude comes into her inbox, she's like, Negro, what's wrong with you? You don't care? You don't care about yourself? Oh, you have to be someone that is just trying. You crazy too. You got to be crazy too, because I know I'm crazy. You know, so yeah. I mean, I respected that, and it'd be a lot more better relationship. See, because then you say, you know what, I'm gonna leave these type of women alone. This is not the type of woman that is ever going to aspire to want to be, you know, a wife or be, you know, the mother of my child. And I don't want to put myself through that. There's other women. She said it herself. There's other women, and there's other women that will gonna listen to you, that are gonna be dressed modest, that ain't gonna be, you know, putting all of their dumb, stupid thoughts on social media every time they think it, that are going to respect and honor y'all union. There's plenty of women like that. So it boils down to you having discipline, and vice versa with women. It boils down to you having discipline and seeing all of those red flags and saying, you know what, this could only lead to something bad. This is not going to end well for me or us. It's not going to end well. We're not compatible. Yes, we're attracted to one another like dogs in heat, but we really not compatible. He does this. This is his life. He lives his life like that. I live my life like this. It's going to be a conflict of interest, right? Okay. Now let me get this next video. This is Charleston White. Charleston White said he's been talking to Carmelo Anthony's father, and he has some stuff to say. All right. Let's see.
So there's a video that's been released by Frisco Independent School District, because this is public information. And if you want to see this video, you can go up to Frisco Independent School District and see this video. That's why Sarah J. Fields and Austin Metcalf's dad, and now they've drugged the mom in, but they're trying to debunk people from going to see the video. Why do you think Sarah J. Fields, she released the indictment before anybody had the indictment, and she got a woman fired? Because they're using a new Jim Crow systematic tactic where they got the people inside the courts, they got the people inside, and they're working against the Carmelo Anthony family on behalf of Sarah J. Fields, because she's a precinct chair and she's threatening to use her power from her precinct chair, I think District 30, to get people unelected and get.
Now, it seems that for Charleston White, he done turned off the character, right? It seems like he's actually talking. I don't know if y'all noticed that, but he's actually talking and sound like he's talking with some sense right now. I just wanted to point that out. How many of y'all saw that or see that?
People elected if they don't go against this case. So she's trying to use political power to influence and persuade this case. That is what Sarah J. Fields has partnered with Austin's family in trying to do. The mom wasn't too much in it. The mom's really been grieving. Jeff Metcalf has been playing for the camera because he's been an absent father who abused the mom, and he think he can get back in with mom, and mom doesn't want anything to do with Jeff. That's why.
Now, when I initially, that was some months ago, when I initially went over this case and I was paying attention to it, I did notice that the father was out in the public eye speaking, but I never seen the mother. And I understood that the father was not with the mother. Now he's saying that, you know, the father was putting hands on the mother, so that's why they was not together.
You don't see them standing in the camera together like you see the Carmelo Anthony's family doing. So let me stick to the case, to the facts, right? So Sarah has a lady who works for the Collin County courts who just lost her job, who released the indictment before anybody had this. So for whatever reason, Sarah is getting all this information, and she's coming to misconstrue the information, and she's giving out misinformation and false information. Number one, the family has not touched the GoFundMe money. GoFundMe froze the money because the lawyers are trying to get the money. The lawyers are trying to get the money, not the family. It's the lawyers. The first group of people came through with civil rights lawyers trying to play for a civil rights lawsuit as if this was a police shooting. That's why they went with the race card. Biggest mistake they could have made. First mistake I told them they made, playing a race card. Now the white people was waiting for black people to play the race card. Now they're playing the race card in ways that we can't see. It's called racism. It's hidden in the fabrics. It's embedded in the fabrics of the design of America. So it's not blatant. You can't see it. It's hidden. Like somebody in Collin County courts who has a job to feed their family are releasing private information to a known, not a law enforcement, which is Sarah J. Field. That's the first mistakes that's happening in this case. These are adults that's doing this. These are not, this was a children's problem, a children's issue. The adults have gotten in and made it hateful, ugly, and racist. And this is about right or wrong. This is clearly about right or wrong. This isn't about race. The adults have came in and made it.
Now, Charleston is saying that this is about right and wrong. It's not about race. I agree. But one thing you have to understand is that when there's something between black and white people, and it's high profile in the news, and especially if it's white people that have taken the L, or should I say on, the bad end of the stick, it's going to be a racial element. It always is going to be a racial element. We know when a white cop shoots an unarmed black man, it's always a racial element. But if the tables are turned, it's high profile. The same as with the brother Rodney Hinton, that ran his car into the I'm sorry, is it Rodney or Ryan? I'm mixing the names up with his son. I think his son might have been Ryan and he's Rodney, right? But when he hit that police officer and unalived him, very high profile because he's black and they're white. Same here with this Karmelo Anthony case. It's about right and wrong, but the climate of America, the climate of just this place, America as being built off of racism, it's going to be made about race. Case in point, I don't know if y'all familiar with Angel Reese and that thing with Angel Reese and Caitlin Clark in the WNBA, where the Caitlin Clark's fans are so, how can I say? It's like a great white hype situation, but you can feel the racial element anytime there's a post about Angel Reese. Like anytime there's something they talk about them, it's always this heat behind it, a racial heat behind it from white people. Let me just get back.
About race. You don't hear no children online talking and fighting and going back and forward about this case. It's all hateful-hearted adults. It's not children. It's all hateful-hearted adults online bickering, going back and forward, spewing hate over an issue over children. And none of them was there. All the adults with opinion, none of them was there. So Sarah, let's tell the truth. Jeff, let's tell the truth. You even said in an interview, but you're talking too much online, Jeff. You're talking too much online, Jeffrey Metcalf. And you're partnering with someone who wasn't there, and it's clearly she's a hateful-hearted. And by the way, Sarah, we have your background as well. You said Dominique Alexander's a horrible person, and he is. And you once were too, Sarah. You used to smoke meth. You was a meth addict. So don't try to get cleaned up in the Republican Party. And
hey, Charleston is wild, man. He wild. He definitely broke character on this one. He broke character on this one. He not the same Charleston White. Let me scoot back.
So don't try to get cleaned up in the Republican Party and hide behind this conservative shield as if you once was a liberal getting high, selling your for meth. So come on, Sarah. Don't play like you're just so high and mighty. Jeff, you're a woman beater. You used to beat your wife. Your kids heard it. They saw it. You had anger issues, Jeff. Guess what? Your two big boys did too. They had very anger issues. And from what's been reported about Austin and his twin brother, they've been kicking ass since elementary. They've been bigger than most children. Not only that, they are trained experts in jiu-jitsu. Why isn't the media reporting this? I got all the...
Now, Charleston, he went in. He gave some information. He says he's been in contact with Karmelo Anthony's father. I didn't know about the brothers. I didn't know and this is not confirmed by me. Okay, this Charleston White saying he's in contact with the people that are actually in the case, and he's saying that the brothers. First of all, he's saying the father has an anger management issue because he put hands on the mother and they're not together. But also the brothers have always been bullies. And basically that was said, that's what was going around, is that the brothers was bullies. But they were trained in jiu-jitsu and, you know, they was always beating up kids and they were big. They were a lot bigger than Karmelo Anthony. One of the questions I had with this now, and you should ask this question too, right? Is that if the video footage that they have, if it makes Karmelo Anthony guilty, it proves that he's guilty, then why haven't they released it? You know, they would have already have released that video footage. They would have released that footage a long time. Whenever black people are guilty, they release the footage with the quickness. Whenever it's a black person, they'll release that footage. Think about this, y'all. Think about just prior years back. Anything that happened. What just popped up in my head? Y'all remember when it was this is a black incident. I believe it was in Detroit where the dude put hands on the mother in the restaurant and the son came in and popped him. And remember, they played that video. That video was released to the public. You know, I mean, that video, there was no censorship. There's never any censorship when it comes to videos, you know, when we are involved. So if he was in fact the aggressor, and it proves that he is guilty, then why haven't they released the video? That's something we should think about. They would have been released that video to the public if Karmelo Anthony is guilty. If it doesn't vindicate him but convict him, they would have been released that. I'm 100% sure of it. I could be wrong, but like just going off the past, they always released the video. Now, I remember when I had covered it, I remember in the police report, it said, well, Hunter, the brother, he said that his brother pushed Karmelo. His brother was the aggressor. It's in the police report. It's free for anybody to read. You know? So it's still unfortunate. It's an unfortunate thing, right? Because no parent wants to lose their child, get a phone call that their child was unalive at a school event. That's definitely have to be horrible news. Don't matter if you black, white, red, or blue. But, you know, because it was a black boy, you know, unaliving a white boy, it definitely has a strong racial element behind it. Remember, their family had to move. They had to move out of the neighborhood they was living in just because of death threats and stuff. So yeah, you know, that's something to think about. We'll see how this plays out and if the video ever comes out. So much stuff didn't happen since the video, since that thing, you know, so many different stories, high profile stories, the war over there that people forget. And I don't think tensions have died down as far as online. Whenever it's brought up, people are still saying that he's a murderer. And no one has no proof. There's no video that has been released, and nobody that has an opinion was actually there. So let me move on to get this next video.
That black fathers are the most present in their kids' lives.
Really?
Amongst all demographics.
Wow.
On top of that, single fathers have a higher graduation rate and lower incarceration rate than single moms and dual family households combined. That is a fact.
They ain't gonna like that.
So if you were raised in a house, so you know.
So then with those stats really being relevant now, where is this myth still continuing to come from, you think?
Narratives. Think about it, right? We all watch TV. Right. Everything that we consume comes from either through a phone, TV, or film, right? There are people who have agendas, right? And part of that agenda is creating a separation between men and women in our communities. It's always been that way. It is a fact. We can't act like it's not the case. It is the case. The easiest way to disturb the distribution of black wealth from generation to generation is to eliminate the nuclear family. How do you eliminate the nuclear family? You take the father out the home.
Now, this is, and I'm not going to really speak about, you know, how children fare with a single father versus a single mother or whatever the case may be. The point of me, this is more towards the end where Kurt Franklin asked about how, you know, why does the myth persist of those negative stereotypes and the myth of the absent black father? Why does it persist till this day? What the gentleman said, he went into, you know, the images and stuff that we get through television and you know, our cell phones, and you know, the taking of the man out of the home. Now I want to talk, and I've spoken about this before. I just want to speak a little bit, just real briefly, about why that idea, the image, or that myth exists that black men are absent fathers, where 2013 CDC survey basically showed that black men are better fathers even than white men, spending more time reading with their children, eating meals with their children, doing activities with their children, whether they live, this is the kicker, whether they live in the home or not. And it, you know what, that's been what, in 2005, 13 years. So 12, 13 years. And it persists because the damage has been done. The propaganda, it did what it needed to do. So now it's up to individuals, black people, to search out the information on the, search out the information on their own, because even though you could see or you could experience that, you know, you had a father and other people had a father, that doesn't stop it in your mind from thinking like black men are not present fathers, because the propaganda is so strong. That's what it does. And so let me think of a good example of propaganda that a more recent one. Many people ain't old enough. Probably a lot of these young folks ain't old enough to remember, but after 9/11, there was this push to basically portray people of the Islamic faith as terrorists. And so what you would see, it would be put in movies. A lot of movies, that was their theme. Some terrorists trying to blow up a building or trying to blow up a train or something like that. And over time, that became the idea when people would see that. And so you have people that was not even alive during 9/11, but if they get on a plane today and a group of men with turbans on their heads and cloaks sit next to them, they probably would feel uneasy about, you know, what's going on here. And they wasn't alive during 9/11. They didn't actually experience it, but through the propaganda and the generational, how should I say, trauma that has been passed down, and the propaganda, people assume, you have this assumption inside of you like, man, this might be a suicide bomber. He might have a bomb strapped to him, or they might be trying to plan something. You know, what did I do? Should I move? Or, you know what I'm saying? So in that same way, propaganda is that strong to where now you still have people online saying black men are not good fathers. Black men are absent fathers. You still have women, you have black men saying it. And it's been proven even by the people who were the original ones to put out the stereotype, it's been proven wrong. But it just goes to show you how strong the propaganda is and the negative stereotype is, that even after being proven wrong and false, statistically false, people still believe it. It's crazy, right? That's crazy how people can believe something that has been proven wrong, that makes their people look better than everybody else. I don't know what y'all think. At least make sure men look better than everybody else. If I told you that black men, you go up to a person and say black men are better fathers than white men, they will not believe that. They won't believe that. But it's the truth. It's the truth. And I have to say this. It's the truth with no hate. It's not about race. It's just about the statistics. It's about the numbers. And they wouldn't believe it. So that just lets you know, lets you see that the damage has been done. And only when people search for the information will they accept that what they thought and what they believed about a group, a demographic of black people, is not true. Right? Yes. Black Dazzle. Propaganda pushes the myth. Propaganda pushes the myth. Now, let me get this one. This is a little disturbing, but I want to bring it out to make a good point. Let me remove this. Now, this is my last video, and then we'll talk about Alligator Alcatraz. And I think I'm gonna blow this up.
Huh?
Let me see if I can make this one bigger. Oh man. Turned it down.
Kids are not in the video. Make sure the kids are not in the video.
Huh?
Can you make sure the kids are not in the video?
Long as they not over here in my video,
they're just
in my
not
area.
consenting, and they're underage.
I'm not consenting them to be in my video
Okay,
either. I've been
it doesn't
recording the
work that
entire.
way.
It work. The way it works is I've been over here myself the entire time recording.
I've just
not
read
even recording.
contracts
I was
with
on live the
No,
entire time.
Either way.
I'm not
they're
asking
consenting to
them
be
for
in
their
any video.
consents. I'm
It
not
doesn't
asking
matter.
their for. I'm not
It doesn't
asking.
matter. What the fuck are you doing out here?
What the fuck am I doing out
What
here?
the fuck are you doing?
I'm enjoying myself in the pool.
Yeah, but it's fucking
as a human. As a human.
Fucking crazy.
I'm human. I'm a human being. I'm not just black, but I'm human.
No, you're not.
I'm not just black, but I'm human.
It's nothing about that.
I've been in the pool the
It's just
entire
like
time just recording
disrespectful.
myself.
This is a fucking
What's
public-
disrespectful?
It's a public fucking pool.
What's disrespectful about me streaming myself in the
You can
pool?
stream yourself as much
you
as you
came
want.
out here.
It doesn't matter. It's
Your
just
children.
fucking, it's just kind of fucking.
Yeah. Let me make this smaller. Yeah. That's very disturbing. And before you even talk about race, before I even say this is a black woman being berated and approached by a white man, what makes you think you can come up and talk to people that way? I wouldn't go and talk to no one that way in a public forum, in a public setting, like I own the place. But there is a demographic, a certain group of people that think that they own everything and that they could talk to someone any kind of way. Like even without race, what makes you think you can talk to a perfect stranger that way? What gives you the balls? What gives you the energy to talk to someone that way. Now, there's a lot of things that I want to point out. First of all, let me just slow it down. Let me see. How can I make this where it's big and I'm still on the stage? Let me see. Okay, that's cool.
The kids are not in the video.
Huh?
Can you make sure the kids are not in the video?
Long as they not over here in my video,
they're
and
just
in my
not
area.
consenting, and they're underage.
I'm not consenting them to be in my video
Okay.
either. I've been
It doesn't
recording the
work that
entire.
way.
It work the way it works is I've been over here myself the entire time recording.
I've just
not
read
even recording.
contracts
I
for
was
things.
on live the
No,
entire time.
Either way,
I'm not
they're consenting
asking
to
them
be
for
in
their.
any-
He's talking about his children are not consenting to be in the video, but they're in public. They're in public. You understand? It's not her fault that she's already there before you get there, and you don't want your children to be in the video. Newsflash, I don't know if anybody noticed, but cameras are everywhere. You know, it's funny when we do interviews, we ask people, do they want to do an interview? They say, nah, because I don't want to be on camera. Sir, look up there. There's a camera right there on that part of the building. There's another camera. We're on cameras. We're on camera. You're on camera anywhere you go in today's society. Now, I understand if you just don't want to be on camera and you just, you're not that type of person, or you not the type of, you just don't, you don't feel like you look good, like you didn't come out dressed like you look good and you want to represent it, maybe next time. But a lot of times what gets people to do the interview with me is I just simply say that, like, cameras are everywhere. You're always on camera. They laugh and then they get, they'll do it, But the point is that cameras are everywhere. How in the hell you going to be in a public place? What, you going to walk into McDonald's and say, I want you to turn those cameras off? I believe it's a Ken and a Karen that probably would do that. They'd probably go into a place that has cameras and say, I don't want my kids to be on camera. Could you turn your camera so they're not facing the dining area? I don't know. It hasn't happened yet, but you can't put nothing past a Ken and a Karen. They are so damn demanding, and they believe they rule the whole world and everything is theirs. Right. They can leave too. Yeah. You don't have to be there. It says if her husband puts tips on him, he'll cry like a bitter, you know what? He would. Black Dazzle says, I wish we would learn not to engage with them. He didn't want her in the pool. That's exactly what it was. He did not want her in the pool. They have a history of this, people. They have a history of not wanting to be in the same pool as Black people, as Hispanic people. They don't want you to be around. They have a history of getting upset by looking at you enjoy yourself. She's sitting there minding her damn business. Ain't hurting nobody. Ain't hurting nobody. And, the thing about it is, I was going to say about, this is a woman. And it's real funny that this happens frequently. And it's always women. It's always women that they want to test. There's always women that they press like this. There was no man there. There was no man there, right? Let me get back here. Where was I at? Is it right here? Or is it right here? How about we just make this bigger? There was no man there. And another thing, what I want to say, let me play it again.
Make sure the kids are not in the video.
Huh?
Can you make sure the kids are not in the video?
Look, he came talking about, can you make sure the kids are not in the video? That, how can I say? The way his voice is, he's all calm and everything. No.
As long as they not over here in my video,
they're just
in my
not
area,
consenting, and they're underage.
I'm not consenting them to be in my video either. I've been
It
recording the
doesn't work that
entire.
way.
It work. The way it works is I've been over here myself the entire time recording.
I've just
not
read
even recording.
contracts
I was
with
on
things.
live the
No,
entire time.
Either way.
I'm not
they're consenting
asking
to
them
be
for
in
their
any video.
consent. I'm
It
not
doesn't
asking
matter.
their for. I'm not
It doesn't
asking.
matter. What the fuck are you doing out here?
Now you see that? He went from speaking calm and speaking, you know, diplomatic and all of that shit to what the fuck are you doing out here? Excuse my language. I'm gonna have to edit that out because all my videos get flagged, right? But you see how he changed. Like what the native Indians say, pale face speak with a forked tongue. His words are smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. Like he went from 0 to 100 real quick. Because why? Because she didn't do what he asked? Because a grown person, a stranger you don't know, didn't do what you wanted her to do? Exactly, sis. He wanted her to accept what he said and shut her black mouth. That's exactly what he wanted. And the sister, she stood her ground and explained the best she could her reasoning of why she don't have to do anything that he's asking. You can see it in her face, really didn't make any sense to him. And she matched his energy. Now that's where I say, let me put it back on the screen. That's where I feel as though I would have wanted to be there to defend that sister. I would have wanted to been there to say, man, what the hell are you talking about? You know, when they say protect black women and all of that, that's the time. That would have been the opportunity to protect a woman. I'm not the type of man that's going to run and crash out. I'm not crashing out for you. I'm not going to look at you creating a problem and then I have to come and lose my life because you created a problem where you could have just walked away and left it alone. I'm not doing that. But what I would do in that situation is stand up for that sister. I would have done that. In that moment, she needed a man. And don't get your panties in a bunch. I'm not saying it like that. But in that moment, y'all, wouldn't it have been nice to have a brother, a uncle, a father, a husband right there to defend her? I bet you if it was a man out there with her, he would never even have approached her. That's how cowardly they are. That's how cowardly they are. Now, this is the same type of person you work with at your job, and he's speaking to you like that. But that's how he really feel about you. If you're somewhere where he feels and he deems you shouldn't be, or you're doing something he feels and he deems you shouldn't be doing.
Doesn't matter. What the fuck are you doing out here?
What the fuck am I doing out
What
here?
the fuck are you doing?
I'm enjoying myself in the pool.
Yeah, but it's fucking
as a human. As a human.
Fucking crazy.
I'm human. I'm a human being. I'm not just black, but I'm human.
And this is the sad part. You see, this is the part that would make you want to cry, because this sister is saying, I'm human. You see, black people be getting these situations, and they just want to show white people that they're just like them. Like, I'm a human being. I'm not just a black person. And what we as black people, we kind of fail to understand is what the white man earlier, the video I went over earlier, the real honest white man was saying is that a lot of these people have hate in their heart, and they'll never look at you how you think they should and how you look at yourself. Like, black people are a proud people, and we look at ourselves dignified. You know what I mean? Especially you're a black person that has accomplished things in your life, and you have broken barriers and generational curses, all to find yourself in a situation where you getting treated like less than a human being. And she's saying, I'm human. That broke my heart. And I wish I was there. And I would have defended that sister's honor.
No, you're not.
I'm not just black, but I'm human. I've been in the pool the entire time just recording myself. What's disrespectful?
It's a public fucking pool.
What's disrespectful about me streaming myself in the pool?
Stream yourself as much as you want.
Out here.
He said, she said, what's disrespectful? He said, it's a public effing pool. And she said, what's wrong with streaming myself? He said, you can stream all you want. What do you want, sir? Obviously, you're not making any sense. And going back to what the sister said, he just wanted her to shut her black mouth, do what he asked, and shut her black mouth. And she didn't do any of that. And he said, it's a public pool. Newsflash, sir. It's the public. It's not your personal pool. It's not your personal pool. Right. Renee said, what state? So we can go and have a pool party. Right. It looked like it might be, it could be a complex, or it could also be a hotel. It's a public pool. After that, it should have been no conversation. Exactly. It's public, meaning you don't own this. And I understand people, like, we all be in that mode if we go out of town and we're somewhere and we want to, take pictures or do a little video. I understand that we all do it. I'm not necessarily a person that's going to go live like that. But if I find myself in a place where I might not be here again, I might go live. I understand that. And for somebody to come out and say, and you're in that area first, and then they come out and say, my kids ain't consenting. Don't nobody care. Ain't nobody looking at your kids. If it's that bad, then don't get in the pool. Wait till she leaves. I just thought that it was important to bring this video out, because this has been happening a lot. It's specifically with women, because everybody has they have the balls when it's just a woman by herself. I don't really see it when it's a man involved. I haven't seen it, but there are plenty of videos of black women being confronted about being in a pool, or doing this in the pool, or splashing water too much in the pool. And why are you here in the pool? Y'all don't own everything. I know you feel like you do, but you don't own everything. And you just can't talk to people however you want to talk to them. Like, I started this off by saying, let's take race out of it. If it was all black people, if she was confronted by a black man, I would feel the same way. You can't just talk to people how you want to talk to them and demand things in public that they don't have to do, and then get upset because they don't want to do it. Right, GW. If he has a problem, he can leave. Derek Chauvin said, why are black people so racist? I thought black people despise racism, but I guess I was wrong. Derek, could you tell me what the definition of racist is? Just do that for me. as Jay said, facts. Derek, tell me what racism is. What is racism to you? What is racism to you? And then, I would love to have this discussion, Derek. I would love to have that back and forth. What's racist to you? Because I think Black people do despise racism, but racism hasn't went anywhere, Derek. So, you can't stop talking about something that still persists, But anyway, while you get your response together, I'm gonna cue these videos up. It's funny that Derek just said that right after I said this. If it was a Black man talking to that woman like that, why do you think you can talk to anybody like that? I just said that. And you know what? I'm a really try it next week, but I was going to go live on TikTok, but it was just too much of trying to set it up and everything. And so it was already kind of late, so I didn't go live on TikTok, but I've been thinking about I'm gonna try to go live simultaneously on TikTok and Instagram just to see how it is and just see how much engagement it is. Yeah, I really was thinking about doing that. We mind our own business until white people show up. I mean, it is what it is, but you know what? I'm ready. I'm ready to hear that answer, Shala. I'm ready to hear what is racism to Derek. But I ain't gonna hold it up. I ain't gonna hold the show up. While y'all start talking about this, so it ain't really a video. So there was a story that came out. There's a story that came out about a Black man. I think he was in his 50s working for the post office. He died on a hot day while working. I think about a month ago, maybe a little more. There's another story with a sister. Maybe somebody can help me out and bring me up to speed. I can't remember the company she worked for, but she had been working a lot of days. Was it Chipotle? I can't remember, but she was working a lot of days. And my apologies. She was working a lot of days. And what happened was she was just talking about how she needed some rest. And then when she finally got her rest, she didn't wake up. And the point is that I would advise Black people or anybody, don't work yourself to death for these companies. Take as much time off as you can. Be like me, Thawaga Bar. Take as much time off as you can that's possible. Use your 6 days, use your what you call it? Your days off that's paid. Use it all. Even whatever way you can get off, paid, unpaid, whatever, use that time. Get you some physical rest, get you some mental rest. I would advise people, because these companies don't care about you. In the minute that you drop dead, there will be somebody. Thank you, PTO. Use your PTO. I got tongue-tied like I always do. Use your PTO. Use it all. These jobs don't give a damn. And once you're gone, they're gonna replace you. It's like clockwork. They're gonna replace you. The story with the McDonald's worker that just unalived her manager, they talked about how horrible it was, and basically they said that that was on Thursday, I believe, that happened, and they said they'll be opening up Saturday for business. right over your dead body. They do not care. They could care less. You know what I mean? I understand it's a different dynamic if you are in a manager position, supervisor position, a position where you are needed more and all of that, and you need to be involved. But nowadays, you know, you have a lot of positions where you don't necessarily have to be in the office or be on site. You could work from home on a computer, a little bit of half and half. But do not let these companies run you into the ground. Get your rest. Get your physical rest, and you need your mental rest. Like, it's a catch-22. It's like, okay, you be in that mind state, like, and I know this ain't just me, but a lot of y'all, I'm sure this is, you know, thousands of people that go to work. It's like, when you taking the time off, you kind of like low-key feel bad that you're not at work. Have y'all ever had that feeling? Like, you kind of like, you like, damn, I know you thinking for, you looking out for the company. You like, I know what's the name. He probably ain't going to come in. She ain't going to come in. They're going to be short staffed. They're going to need me. Man, I probably should go in on your day off. You feeling some kind of weird guilt. I don't understand that. I don't know what the term is, but you feel like this kind of weird guilt on your day off, or you feel like, man, I should be at work. I should be, you know, helping out. You know, I know they probably going through it because I'm not there. Man, damn all of that. Damn all of that, man. Damn all of that. Get your rest. Be with your family. Love on your kids. Love on your significant other. You know, talk to friends and family on the phone. Communicate. You know, get your mind off of the work and live a little. Because when they drop you, when you drop dead, they're not going to give a damn. They not so much as going to put money towards your funeral expenses. They don't care. These companies are machines that are running and sucking in and spitting out bodies. You know what I'm saying? They are spitting out bodies. So I say, do everything you can do to be in your right mind, to have your body rested, and to enjoy your life as much as you can. So, oh, okay. Thank you, Black Dazzle. This sister was a chef. She had her own restaurant in Nashville, Tennessee. Ooh, that's so sad. That's terrible. And she said, I need some rest. And when she finally got her rest, she took a nap and she didn't wake up. That's right, sir. Every time I think about it, I call off. Right. Listen. Man, I'm going to be 100% real with y'all. I went into Photoshop. I made me a little picture, little obituary. Got me 2 days off. I ain't going to even lie to you. I ain't going to hold you. I don't play those games. You know what I'm saying? But every time I'm off, I get more calls from work. Yeah. Hey, can you come in? Hey, what's good? Can you come in? You want OT? Let me see what Renee said. She said, I saw the story. I ain't gonna lie. I told my husband, I hope that doesn't happen to me. I took 21 days off and still got 16 more days off. I needed a break. Now I'm at home getting on their nerves. Yeah. You know what's funny about getting on the nerves, right? When you take the time off, right? Okay, say I come, there's been times where I come home early and I'm like, yeah, I'm coming home early. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna chill, or it's a day off. And you know, when you got little kids and stuff, something happened, you like, God damn, shit, I should have stayed at work. I think I would have had more peace at work. That's how it would be sometimes. You'd be like, I think I would have had more. I would have had more peace at work. Damn, dealing with y'all. That's how it be sometimes. But listen, I don't care. Get your time off. Get your time off. You know what I'm saying? So that's all I really want to say on that situation after seeing these stories and realizing, like, you know, and also this was years ago. I can't remember who was the politician that made a post that was similar to that. It was about 5 years ago. I seen a post with a politician on the East Coast or somewhere was saying, like, you know, take as much time as you can because, you know, what's most important is your family and all of that stuff. Of course, I was already doing that. You know, anytime I have something else to do, you know, I'm going to figure out a way to get me more time in order to do that thing, which is the truth, which is raising up my people, teaching my people their identity, you know. So secondly would be this platform, Black Authentic Truth, which is an extension of the truth. And so anytime I can get off, you know what I'm saying, I have my mind set on handling business. So when I'm off from work, I'm never really off anyway, because I'm studying, I'm reading, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. You know what I'm saying? And I don't never feel like I'm off anyway. And I try to, it's hard to get into that mode. I do get into that mode where you gonna Netflix and chill and watch something. And it's like one of them memes, like you turn on the show, and by the end of the credits, you already like, boom, you already knocked out. You know what I'm saying? So the last time I've seen a whole movie was we went to the movie theater, me and my rib, to see Sinners. You know, that's been a while. That was the last time I actually sat down and seen a whole movie. I don't really watch movies at home. Movies be watching me. You know what I'm saying? Movies watch me. I'm getting ready to take off tonight right now. That's funny. Yeah, yeah, movies watch me. I know. I like when you pass that when you get into your 40s, you definitely the television definitely be watching you. You do not be watching stuff. You watch something and then you got to finish it the next day. Maybe you don't even finish it go into a third day because you fell asleep again. Yeah, so well, what was his name? Let me scroll up. He never responded. Derek Chauvin. And you know what? Now that things are clicking, right? I don't know why it didn't click. Derek Chauvin, the police officer that killed Michael Brown, right? But of course, you know, he didn't ever respond because there's really never no response. It's really never no response, you know what I'm saying? But shout out to shout out to all of the trolls that be in the shadows. Just know I got all the smoke for you. If you want that smoke, we can have a, decent conversation. Right? I find movies to go to sleep on. My main movies, TV show to go to sleep on is the old Star Trek. So basically, it is like my nighttime music. The opening credits and, the nostalgic sounds. And, I done watched the whole series. It was only 3 seasons. I done watched all of it. And but that's my thing right there. That's my thing. I turn that on wherever I'm at. I could be in the Airbnb and I turn that on and, go to sleep. Okay. Alligator, Alcatraz. So everybody knows about Alligator, Alcatraz. Donald Trump, calling it Alligator, Alcatraz, a tent prison that is surrounded by water and be surrounded by alligators in that water and pythons. And so, MAGA is ecstatic about this place where they will be taking Mexican immigrants. Well, ICE will be taking them there before they go to wherever they go. I think they are classifying it as a holding center, like a center before, kind of like in prison, they have what they call those detention centers, or not detention centers, but I forgot the name for them, but they have prisons where you go and you're just held there for a time before they can send you to the actual prison where you're going to be at. Right. Well, this is similar, and it's in Florida, and it's surrounded by swamps, and they spent, a lot of money to house the people ICE is rounding up, which is basically Mexican people. Right. And so the first image came out of this prison, or advertisement. And from what my understanding is, people were taking pictures in front of it. So this is the image for the prison. Alligator, Alcatraz. You see the alligator in his teeth. You have Mexicans in between the teeth, like prison bars. You have the duck on the top right corner saying, "Good job." You have a shark at the bottom pointing, like, I don't know what his expression is supposed to mean. And the alligator is wearing an ice hat on his head. And you have a flamingo looking confused, right? And I want you to look at the faces of the Mexicans. You just got one Mexican, he look like he got a gold tooth in his mouth. You have a Mexican to the left, he looks like he's just spooked. You have another one with a tear in his eye, one sweating. This is diabolical. This is crazy. But this is also the spirit of good old America. This is the spirit of good old America. And it's eerily similar to the images they would produce, for Black children being alligator bait. Now you see the big picture. You see, things don't change. They stay the same. They don't change. They stay the same. What y'all think about that? They don't change. They stay the same. Where is Derek Chauvin at? I sure would like to show him something. Now, there was a time where whites would produce what they called postcards. They were racist caricatures of Black people. Very exaggerated features of Black people, big teeth, big lips, big smile, watermelon, big ears, hair like, what's the little rascal, the black one? What's his name? Is it Alfalfa? Call them Pekingese, and, make all type of postcards and cartoons of Black people in that manner. The same manner in which you see this image of alligator Alcatraz with Mexicans. Exactly the same. It's called a caricature. And white people enjoyed making these things, and they would send them to their family members in different states and say, "Hey, look, this is how we do these people down here." I didn't want to say people. I wanted to say something else, but this is how we do them down here. And, you know, hope everything is well with you. And so they would make these postcards because there was a time when white folks use black babies as alligator bait. Buckwheat, thank you. Buckwheat. You know what? Let me see if I could get, I'm gonna try to get one of these caricatures. Let me one of these images. I'm sure I can find one that is just like what I just said, just described. Okay, let me share this screen real quick. We're gonna do a whole, see. Before I share the screen, let me look at some of your comments. Ain't nothing new under the sun. There is nothing new under the sun. Buckwheat, thank y'all for that. They made postcards of lynching. Yes. I can't show the lynchings, but definitely strange fruit. These images of these children, they're not real images. They actually made the images. So it's not like you're looking at something that actually is real or happened, right? So, but the lynchings would be considered too graphic, not for our standards or not for my standards, but for the platform standards. Because I definitely will show those. I have a book called Without Sanctuary, and it has nothing but lynchings in it and the description of the people. And I definitely will show my children and let them understand the manner of people they are dealing with. I have no shame in that. If they can teach our children about alternative lifestyles and about sexuality inside elementary schools, I damn sure can teach my children the real about what their people and how their people was treated. You know what I'm saying? But let me share the screen. So here we are. I have it on the screen. Okay. So look at this one. What it look like on the, let me see what it look like, what y'all can see. Let me blow it up. I'm just gonna blow this up. They even did Serena. This was very controversial some years back. Somebody did Serena like that. Here's one right here. It says, "I so happy." Got this brother right here with dominoes in his teeth. Gold teeth with 2 dominoes in the middle. And this was typical. This was typical. This was typical of them and their portrayal of Black people. So now going back to this, you see the similarities now. You understand, like, these are the same people with this who get the same enjoyment out of making fun, racial fun of Black and brown people. No different. And so you had that era in that time where they would use Black children as alligator bait. And they would throw the baby in the water or put the baby in a cage, or would they sit the baby at the line of the water so that the alligator would come towards the baby as the baby's crawling towards its mother away from the shore. And they would shoot the alligator, allegedly, before it could actually harm the child. They wouldn't do that to white children. I don't know anybody that would do something or think of something like that so heinous, you know, potentially, or we don't know the extent of how it was done, but we know that it did happen. And we know that some of the people tried to make sense of it and rationalize it as it was okay because the babies would not get hurt. But this is real history. Black children were used as alligator bait. And it's a eerie reminder of where we at today with alligator Alcatraz and this image that has been produced of Mexicans in the mouth of the alligator. What you have to understand is it is the same energy. It's an age-old enemy. It's the same energy that was used against Black people. And you know what? Maybe I'll go into, maybe we'll just look and view. I'll just go live and we'll look at the racist caricatures and all those images that they produce in that era. It's good for education. It's good for remembrance. And it's good to rouse up the spirit of people who are asleep. Right? I think that'll be a good thing, not a bad thing. The only bad thing is thinking that things are not how they have always been, just because we have technology and things have changed. But those same old things have stayed the same. Right? So I'm wrapping it up right now. Appreciate everybody that rocked with me. We went for a while. Thank everybody that was in the chat, that was contributing, that was giving input. I appreciate y'all. Let me give y'all some shout outs. Kalmaz Boff, always rocking with me. Now that I said always rocking with me, it's somebody that was missing today. Black Rain 303 was missing today, my main man. I hope all is well with you. You know what I mean? I hope that, you know what I mean, everything is good. Renee Gaines, Sister Baratha Nawa, Trooper Anakwadam. Let me see who else is here. GW, thank you. I appreciate your input. Shalat was up in here. Appreciate you, Black Dazzle. Y'all always here all the time. Let me see. Sister Mariam was up in here. Appreciate you, sis. Always rocking with me. Hey, shout out to you too, Derek Chauvin. You came in here and you disappeared. You disappeared like Thanos, but you know, maybe you come back with the answer next week. SJM, shout out to you. I appreciate that. Appreciate your input. Okay. Let's see. CC Jr. Thank you for that. I'm sorry I missed your comment, but I'm assuming it was a little earlier, but you was talking about Stockholm. That's a form of Stockholm syndrome. Yes. Thank you for your comment. And L Jackson, thank you. Appreciate you always rocking with me. Thank you for your comment also. GW, thank you. I appreciate that. You know, I try my best. I try to come with some information that is good, talk about some clips, but also point out, you know, solutions to some of the things that we're talking about. So I appreciate that. I really do. Right. So with that, y'all, appreciate you. This is the Walker Bar. You are on Black Authentic Truth Live, and I'll see y'all next week. Peace. Y'all stay safe. Love you.